This is Nev back for a third video. This time we are going to edit our GitHub repository with Visual Studio and link it up. You can see that it automatically has an option to open with Visual Studio. We're going to use that in just a minute. Okay, let's go back, look at our notes. I'm going to look at those in the web view so that we can hop around. There's various addresses, OneDrive setup we've covered. Visual Studio download. So for students who have not yet downloaded this, make sure you do the community version. The actual site has changed since 2019 when I created this. Follow the steps. They'll work okay. Very important that you load all these 4 components. Certainly for my classes, we're going to do Python, Visual Basic, and so we're going to use the editor for not just for web pages. Okay, sign in with your school account. It'll take you across to the Department of Education portal. You then need to load the GitHub extension. If you have just loaded GitHub and you don't have a project to look at, then create a new project. I'm going to whip down. Those of you who already have projects will be able to see the extensions menu. Manage extensions. If your extension is loaded, you will see a green cross. Otherwise, go to download. To find that extension, search, just putting GitHub in that search box. Steps go through and you will eventually have it loaded. You have to shut down Visual Studio and reopen for the load to start. Okay, so here we are. At the top of this document, it asks you to create a blank folder. I have created a blank folder here, and it's called Visual Studio, Portfolio D for demo. And it's empty, just been created. It's in my OneDrive so that I can sync it and go to any machine in the college or any of my home machines and use it. Let's go back to the repository here, and we are going to open with Visual Studio. Visual Studio now is going to bring up a dialog where I have to navigate to my new folder. That's really all I have to do. It's quite amazing. This used to be a big process. Now I'm in a muddle. Where am I? I need to be not there. I need to be in here. OneDrive, New South Wales. Git portfolio D. Okay, come on, select the folder, and there we are. We're in our school OneDrive Git portfolio D. That's all there is to it, and we're going to hit clone. Away it goes, downloading all those folders. If we take a peek at the folder, we will see the files coming in, and they should all be there shortly. If we go back to Visual Studio, we see that it's opened up the Git Changes panel, but because it's just downloaded, there are no changes. We will come back to that. Let's go back to Solution Explorer, and here's Portfolio D. Now it's interesting that it's given it the name of the folder, but that's okay. If you shove it in another folder, it'll have a different name. But normally your folder is going to be just Portfolio, and there it is. Let's open the index file. And I already have my Visual Studio set up to split the page. If yours is not looking like that, right-click here, select Open With. This is detailed in the notes, and select this Web Forms as a default. So any HTML page will now open in that split position. The default split is horizontal. I prefer it vertical, so go Edit, I beg your pardon, go Tools, where's Tools? Here, Tools, Options, go down to the Web Forms Designer, and it'll say Split, and check the Split Vertically box. It's a bit of a muck around, but once it's set up, it's right on every machine. Okay, I'm going to go back to my notes because I've forgotten where we are. We've downloaded, we've done all that. You can have different formats for this Solution Explorer. Just click that once, you will end up in the same format as I'm in. There's the files. You can expand the images folder if you wish. You can expand the Git folder, but you don't need to. Okay, here's the split. We've just gone through it. I could hop around this document, would be quicker, but let's just go down. All right, we now need to make a change. So we've done the split here. Let's go make a change in Visual Studio. The website here is pointing to Portfolio and not my Portfolio demo site. I'm just going to go and get the here I've already opened this Portfolio demo site. I'm just going to get that web address, copy, take it back here, and I need to edit this link. This is not as easy as Dreamweaver for those who watched the last video. Let me make that a lot narrower. Let me make that a lot narrower. And we'll come in here and I'm going to replace the text that I, the text that I see on the screen. Let's use my keys to make this clear. It's easy to, okay. The text that I see on the screen now will be Portfolio Demo. However, what it's linking to is still the old one, so I need to change this to Portfolio Demo. I could type, but I tend to make my typing's dodgy. All right, you'll notice now that the design panel is saying it's out of sync. The minute I save, Control S, it'll come back into sync, and the address is there. Okay, it is updated to demo. You want to delete all this text here. You want to say backspace. This is under development or something. Just as we did with the Dreamweaver, this is under development. Okay. You probably do not want that email address there. Let's get rid of that. By the way, I could edit. Let me just grab that. I could edit it here. There's my email address. Let's just have a look here. See that little green line under there? That's indicating an error, and it's saying it can't be nested within another element P, so there's an error. It's because I forgot a closing tag up there. Let me just delete that there, and that should fix our error. So that's a little bit of error handling within Visual Studio. All right, again, I'm going to save, and it should update on the screen over here. Control S, and the email is now gone. So we've made some changes. If we go back to our Git Changes menu, we'll see that index is changed. My Git comment, I'm going to say what file I've changed, and I've changed the link, and changed text. Right, and then I will always commit all and sync. I get into all sorts of troubles if I just do these. So commit all and sync. Let's cross our fingers and hope it happens. It should bring up a window here. There it goes, syncing. And down in the output window, it should say what's going on. And it's up here, successfully synchronized. So done. Let's go back to our repository. At the moment, we can't see that here. I'm just going to do refresh. Oh, it's done it quickly. All right, so there are the changes there. Let's go into the repository and let's go look at releases or commits, I beg your pardon. What's its problem? Here we go. Updated link and changed text. And we have exactly the same as what we had when we were looking at Dreamweaver. We can see the old text in pink and the new in green. If we want to look at its lines underneath each other, I can look unified or split. So that is looking fantastic. We've made our errors. I'm just going to go back. We've made our edits, and we have committed them to GitHub. So we have gone through this stage. We've put in our text. We've put in our commit text. We have commit all and sync. If I hadn't made the changes, it would prompt me. That's something different from Dreamweaver. And there are our changes there. Okay. There's some error handling at the bottom of that page, and I will put links to the next video on the page later on.